Bitter Criticism, a regular episode in which Milu didn't get stinky. So last time Milu it get cool, it get clean, just like he is now. So Milu knows if he will get stinky, he will just get a bath, and that's it. Mursi, on the other hand, Mursi is a prisoner. Another weak prisoner, Mursi. But Mursi is a elegant prisoner. Look, we have a kappa. Mursi didn't understand his prisoner, because last time he did get stinky. Mursi got stinky and now she's a prisoner. And that's my policy, folks. If you're a dog watching this show, I guarantee you will not be free if you get stinky. That's the sad reality for Mursi. Another weak prisoner, Mursi. Another whole weak prisoner. You're prisoner, Mursi. You're my prisoner. Dai, calma. And that's it. So, Milu probably is getting stinky. Ay, Mursi. Mursi is protesting here. I guess Mursi is protesting. But all is fine, I guess. It's all fine. We are recording, yeah. All right. Venga, Mursi. Mursi, aquí, venga. So this is Mursi, guys. The stinkiest female dog. Is the stinkiest bitch in the... Yeah, I guess the female of dog is bitch. So here I am with my bitch. My bitchy. I'm guarantee you, she like cat corpses stinkier than me, than myself. That's terrible, Mursi. Terrible. Terrible smell. I'm guarantee you, she's stinkier than me, than myself. Cat corpse is terrible. Corpse in general. I don't know why. Because of bacteria. Decomposition bacteria. I'm kinda lost here. News from April is May. I guess it's 11 May. 5. So it's 5. I'm not sure where my dossier is. My file. Where my file is. May. I guess it's 11 May. Let's see how is. And you know, my throat, my illness is not getting better, because I always forgetting. I'm always forgetting about put two suits, so yeah, I have the news here. I have the articles. Mursi's prisoner. I find this by myself. What about that? Mursi. And we are with Luna. You know, I'll talk to you this an exclusive confession. I'm in love with a classmate called Luna. Yeah. So that's my confession. I love her. I guess she's a mother. I guess she's super fine. she have this good mood. You know, she's always in a good mood because of his child, I guess. Because you know, child dogs, they're always in a good mood. This is it's a mystery, you know. I guess that's a matter of conscience. If you are a human being and you have too much conscience of, I don't know, about what's supposed to be happy or what's supposed to be legal or beautiful, respectful, you will always be unhappy. I guess human beings are, they have to consider and deconsider, they have to remember and forget things, and I guess that's what I do. Of course, I know a lot of rules, I know a lot of laws, but if someone wants to fight me, I fight back, and that's it, just like a dog. Isn't it, Mursi? We fight back, Mursi. We are fighting back some stupid people in this neighborhood. But I guess I'm popular, you know. I guess people will support me, and I don't care about support. I know the rules. I know the law. But anyway, so here we go. May 11, 2024, Home World News. EU agrees Ukraine security guarantees draft. Well, the document reportedly envisages continued military and financial support for Kiev, but rules out deployment of EU troops. All 27 EU member states have agreed on security commitments for Ukraine. The German weekly Welt and Sonntag. Well, Sonntag is claiming the alleged arrangements, which include long-term defense and financial aid for Kiev, are expected to be finalized by July. The leaders of G7 countries, the US, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan, signed a joint declaration, each vowing to provide Ukraine with bilateral security commitments and arrangements. Last July in Lithuania, on the sidelines of a NATO summit. In this article on Saturday, Welt and Sonntag cited a confidential document that has allegedly been approved by representatives of EU member states. Terms are currently being discussed by EU diplomats and the Ukrainian government, the report claims. The draft is set to direct that the European Union and its member states contribute in a crucial fashion to Ukraine's immediate and long-term security and resilience. This will materialize in the form of military and civilian aid, humanitarian, financial, trade, and economic support. Welt and Sonntag reports Brussels appears also to have committed itself to restrictive measures and diplomat support on behalf of Kiev. This is boring news because this is just institutional. Institutional news are terrible, isn't it? Nobody cares about. It's so sad because of Italy. I guess you know what I truly was thinking about? That's why Italy is part of G7 is not that well. You know why? I guess because Italy, it was the, I forgot now, the Roman Empire is, they are the how to say, the descendants, maybe just geographically, who knows. Anyway, Rome, the Roman Empire, maybe it didn't, maybe never fall, because globalization is just the continuation of Roman Empire. Am I right? I guess yes. Like the West, the whole West is just a continuation of the Roman Empire. Why the world speaks English? Why Europe controlled everything? Why West is, I don't know, why the world is capitalist? Where capitalism has born? All this is, I guess, the most, the bigger contributor to globalization, to our modern world, is the Roman Empire, just like that. And that's why Italy is so important, I guess. It's like maybe Rome is just like the Pope, it's not that important anymore. But who knows? People say Italy is still important. Maybe just the north part. I guess I have to start studying that, despite I don't have plans to move to Italy. So we have another news from Russia Today, May 10, 2024. I'm just gonna read the last paragraph from the previous one. Speaking late February, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said that these agreements don't change anything in principle and merely confirm the West's involvement in the conflict. She also claimed that the so-called guarantees are not binding. In the wake of the G7's joint declaration last July, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov warned that the move was potentially very dangerous and it appeared to pave the way to NATO membership for Ukraine. That's it, people. My throat, as you can see. Thank you, Mursi. May 10, 2024. Home Africa. Paradise of lies. How the West manipulates Africa through a neo-colonial media. I guess that's the truth for South America too. While the era of independence gave rise to ideas of peace, freedom, justice, and social progress, building post-colonial nations on colonial foundations has proven problematic. We have a photograph with 7 Africans reading a newspaper. A liar, a newspaper lie. Unfortunately. So yeah, what Russia Today is saying here, African people should read Russia Today just like me. That's the sad truth about the world. The battle for Africa's independence cannot. This is a huge article. I'm just gonna read some of the article, as I always do. The battle for Africa's independence cannot be won until Africa has complete and undeniable control over its media, writes Rosalind Ainsley in her book The Press in Africa from the 1960s, one of the first books about the media in Africa. Already in those times, it was clear that whoever controls the media controls a lot more than just the distribution of information. The media is a powerful weapon. It shapes public opinion, forms a specific worldview, and helps people identify their place in the world. For newly independent African countries, all this was very important. Soft power. Throughout the 5th century, African countries did not have the opportunity to interact with the rest of the world on an equal cultural and informational footing. They were regarded either as an object of study or as consumers of information. After gaining independence, Africa inherited not only a colonial, that's it, one-sided economy from its colonizers, but also a social infrastructure oriented towards the former metropoles, which is clearly evident from its mass media. Africa's mass media changed and developed with time, but the influence exerted by the former colonial powers and the US did not weaken but was merely transformed. In some cases, this influence even increased, and after the collapse of the bipolar world, it became almost total. The term neocolonialism usually refers to a form of economic control aimed at exploiting former colonies after they gain political independence. But apart from economics and politics, this concept exists in the fields of ideology, culture, science, education, and information. In these fields, if achieves the same goals only by means of other soft methods, the soft power concept did not appear by chance or by combining them with economic, financial, and military pressure, which is closer to the smart power concept. The processes that have been taking place in the information sphere closely resemble those described by Professor Ali A. Mazrui in his book Africa the Next 30 Years. Africa produces what it does not consume and consumes what it does not produce. So welcome to Chile. Chile, an African country. That's the sad truth. I'm just gonna read it again. Yeah, that will be the headline of this very video. Look, Africa. I will read this quotation and then I'm gonna say the headline. Africa produces what it does not consume and consumes what it does not produce. Chile, an African country. We have nothing Chilean here. Nothing. All you can see, well, right here we are in the middle of nowhere. There's only nature here. It's super fine. I love this place. You know what a desire I have. What I really want in life is to be immortal and autonomous. Like I don't need nothing, like a soldier or something, but like an android. Like I'm gonna eat those stones here. I'm just gonna do just well, and I will live in the nature. That's it. I want to live in the nature without a house, without a bedroom, a kitchen. You understand? That's what I want, but it's impossible. That's impossible. So I miss myself here. No, the last quote was perfect for Chile. Independence based on all colonial rules. Mass media in Africa was originally an instrument of colonial power. It was supposed to be oriented towards European powers in order to demonstrate colonial supremacy and show the Western world as being advanced and civilized. Since the first years of their independence, African nations have had problems of obtaining and distributing information. For example, telephone connection between Africa's capitals was carried out via Paris, London, and Brussels. Anyway, I guess I know all this. I guess everybody know. I guess everybody have a feeling about Africa, African abuse on Africa. Anyway, the 1990s and Western dominance. In the 1990s, after the collapse of the USSR, the mass media industry was liberalized, and this led to dramatic changes in society and to the collapse of public broadcasting in many countries. Information globalization grew, and new broadcasting models erased national borders. An asymmetric, one-sided flow of information and culture between the West and the Global South allowed Western countries to transmit their worldview and ideologies and establish dominance over the rest of the world. A distinctive feature of the 1990s was the absence of African themes in African media. African news didn't receive much coverage on radio and television, and people could analyze events in their own countries only through the lens of Western media. Africa is terrible, but African babes are beautiful. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna jump again. Neocolonialism today. We spoke to some researchers and asked them how they think neocolonialism manifests itself today. A renowned Africa scholar from India, Professor Ajay Dubey from Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, believes that the prevalence of channels in the languages of colonial countries is the first sign of neocolonialism. Second is the problem of foreign-owned media, visual, print or internet, targeted to specific countries with various content, debates and a selective depiction of domestic issues, but all guided by neocolonial interests, he says. Anyway, this is the very last paragraph I'm gonna start reading. Will digital technologies help? It seems that with the rise of the mobile internet and social media, the situation in Africa should improve. Social media indeed transforms the way people communicate and the content they share, and this influences Africa's image by giving the opportunity, perhaps for the first time in its history, to speak for itself on a global level. You know, yeah, it's sad because Africa has a lot of problems. Chile is an African country. I'm doing this show in an African level. Look, this over here besides me could be South Africa. Yeah, we are in South Africa. So I cannot help. Even in Facebook, for example, sometimes I got friend requests from waves of African boys from, for example, Gambia. The last time there was boys from Gambia. Oh look, we have African beautiful babes. Look, unfortunately I didn't got any requests from beautiful African babes, just boys. So the boys in Africa need help, but I can't help them. I cannot help myself. I cannot help myself. Right here in Chile, sometimes there are some ideas, guys, from IT. But that's it. But I guess African is doing well now. I'm not sure if anytime I will go to Africa, maybe Mozambique, maybe, I guess Mozambique. You know, there is a channel, a YouTube channel. This is a rich guy. I'm not a rich guy, as you can see. I always wearing the same suit. No. This is just a thermic suit, you know. Anyway, so this is a. So I have no audience. Can you see how poor I am? Look, there's a a Denmark guy, a Danish guy with a better idea than me, I guess. He fly all over the world asking people which country they hate, which country they love, and that's it. And once he went to Africa, because he is rich, because he is a Dane citizen. He went to Africa and he went to a country like I don't remember now, but it was maybe Senegal, something like that. I don't remember, or Nigeria, something. And he asked the taxi driver which country he hates. The taxi driver answered him, Cameroon. The taxi driver said, Cameroon is a country full of thieves. So that's the reality of Africa, you know. Even if I were in Africa by this time, or in Brazil, anybody, anywhere, I could not do this show because the cameras all think that will be robbed. I will be killed. My dogs will be eaten. That's true, Tommy. Tommy, don't go to Africa alone, bitch. Tommy will be eaten by a hyena. That's great, you know. Hyena is a beautiful animal. I wonder if I will have an hyena sometime. I guess you can pet a hyena, definitely. But anyway, so let's keep reading. Three EU nations persecuting Russian speakers. May 11, 2024, home Russia and former Soviet Union. The Baltic states have been displaying extreme Russophobia, harassing even Russian-speaking children, a senior diplomat says. I don't care about this Baltic state. I guess, yeah, I just listening what Pepe Escobar say about them. Pepe Escobar said these Baltic states are terrible. And well, I'm not going there. May 11, Home World News. Russia, China, and MAGA. I don't know what MAGA is. MAGA Republicans. Why Western pundits fear them? Atlanticists want to lump everyone they hate under the authoritarian label, while failing to notice real authoritarians under their noses. I didn't got this headline neither. I don't know what is a pundits, MAGA. I'm just gonna read a little bit. Atlanticists. We have a beautiful woman here. I don't know why. Who is she? Look, she's beautiful. Maybe she's Russian. Maybe she's, yeah, I guess she's Rachel Marsden, a columnist, political strategist, and host of independently produced talk shows in French and English. I guess I know her from Russia Today, of course. Beautiful. Rachel Marsden, written in the Atlantic ahead of the publication of her new book, Autocracy Ends the Dictators Who Want to Run the World. Applebaum argues that Russia, China, and MAGA Republicans, I don't know what's MAGA, MAGA, are making common cause in an effort to freedom and liberalism, clearly used here in Europe in the European sense of freedom rather than in the American sense of leftish. Applebaum cites talks by Russian officials on alleged Western biolabs in Ukraine, subsequently picked up by American social media and the Chinese and Russian state press as evidence of joint propaganda. effort between all the above players, as thought they deliberately coordinated that helped undermine the US-led effort to create solidarity with Ukraine and enforce sanctions against Russia. According to a YouGov poll, a quarter of Americans believed the theory, she added. Maybe that's because it seemed like a totally plausible theory, given all the lies that the Western establishment has been fire-hosing onto the average person over the past couple of years about everything from the origin of COVID to the to the efficacy of authoritarian lockdowns, anti-COVID jabs, and mandates. I lost myself in this question. Long question. They also heard, this is a quote, they also heard false descriptions of Ukrainians as Nazis, along with claims that Ukraine is a puppet state run by the CIA and NATO started the war. Canada's Ottawa citizen outed NATO countries training of Ukrainian neo-Nazis to fight Russia long before the conflict went red hot in 2022. NBC News wrote in March 2022 that Ukraine has a Nazi problem. Guess they work for Russia and China too now. But alright, if she doesn't like the sound of CIA puppet state, then she could always go with State Department outpost. The notion that NATO started the war by arming and training neo-Nazis on Russia's border who shelled Russophones in the region for years is the argument that's generally cited when accusing NATO being responsible for the current mess, in the same way that a kid who constantly threatens to put you in the face could arguably be blamed for setting off a fist fight. That's not disinformation or fake news. It's a point of view. Why does a plebeian have such a problem with others who don't share her perspective? Sounds kind of authoritarian. She also doesn't appreciate the bad mouthing by Russia of various color revolutions as the work of outsiders when they are really just organic revolts by the people, she argues. Yeah, this is a tricky question because it could be anything. Even Chilean uprising maybe was a color revolution, or maybe was spontaneous. Who knows? I guess it was is all mixed. I guess the CIA is always taking advantage of any upheaval, and the CIA will do this till the last of the empire, to the end. And that's why I'm going to the Eurasia. That's why I'm going to Eurasia. Yeah, that will be better for the headline. But who knows? Yeah, Chile is an African country. But I guess African countries, they are doing better than Chile right now, isn't it, Mursi? Do you want to go to Africa, Mursi? What a beautiful beach. Uh, I lost myself here again. Why does that's not disinformation? That's not disinformation or fake news. It's a point of view. Why does Applebaum have such a problem with others who don't share her perspectives? Sounds kind of authoritarian. She also doesn't appreciate the bad mouthing by Russia of various color revolutions as the work of outsiders when they are really just organic revolts by the people, she argues. Because Western governments totally don't practice subversion of or regime change. She cited Ukraine's Orange Revolution as a specific example, which is unlucky because as political consultant working in Toronto as the time, I was personally approached by a colleague to partner on that particular campaign in Ukraine, and neither of us is Ukrainian. She also cites Syria, despite a former French foreign intelligence chief, Alain Juliet, suggesting that it was shortly after a pipeline project benefiting Washington's foes was chosen by Syrian President Bashar Assad that the troubles began for Assad in Syria. Applebaum says that Russians are fed fake news about the decline of the West. Places like America, France, Britain, Sweden, and Poland, and told that they are filled with degeneracy, hypocrisy, and Russophobia. Where will they possibly get that idea? Maybe from the Western establishment on Russophobia, hypocrisy, and platforming of degeneracy. She criticized China for conversation management online. How about Western governments' use of social media, like X, formerly Twitter, to control narratives, a fact disclosed by X owner Elon Musk after he bought the company and delved into its inner workings? Another very large question. The Chinese regime also combined online tracking methods with other tools of repression, including security cameras, police inspections, and arrests. Was she even in the Western world at all during the COVID fiasco? She could just as easily have been describing the care codes on with basic freedoms and daily life were contingent in Europe. My throat is terrible. I'm just gonna do a long yoga. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. Maybe just gonna do headlines. 2024 elections likely the last to be decided by the US citizens. Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has called the massive influx of illegals from every country on earth the main factor. What? But the illegals cannot vote, so I don't care about what Elon Musk just said there. And now CGTN. Xi Jinping stressed breaking new grounds in ideological political education. This is interesting to me. May 11, China, from CGTN. President Xi Jinping has stressed efforts to continuously break new grounds in ideological and political education at schools in the new era. But to me, that's it. You know, I'm super bad. Tonight, I will sleep with two thermical suits. That's it to me. Now and on, I guess last to September, I will, I will just, I'll just gonna uh, I'm just gonna wear my thermical suits, you know, to September. I don't have the September song. I was trying to find, but
this is just a little samba with all the typical drama. Feel the rhythm of the conga. This is just a little samba.
Cuéntame algo de tu vida.
You made a really great news. Feeling the best of all, being a fool, killing the bull like a matador, as a cat. Like a hollow car, standing you. Spending like a disgrace. This is just a little samba. Then I'm straight with this tacos of meal on my plate. I put the head in the doggy bag. I got moves like this thing had. With a wax off, I play like saxophone. Through all my songs, I'm bailing on the back lawn. Look, marvelous. Come on, your lady, get in the car with us. Superstar deluxe. Hey, I always animated cause my game's so tight that I get eliminated. Well, if that's true, when you're living with your mama, shh, it's just a little samba. This is just a little samba. With all the typical drama. Feel the rhythm of the conga. This is just a little samba. I make all the money, no you don't. I get all the girls, no you don't. I put down on fools, no you don't. No you don't, no you don't.
Dizzy, si pudieras, ¿cómo impresionarías?
You might spot me in Versace suits. When I'm in the shoes, paparazzi shoots. I own a fly home for a car garage. We rise for me and my entourage. Hold up, I got an email. It's a female. You're pressing on me like lead nail. I made a hit at your ear on the jukebox. She's from Holland, Arizona rooftops. I got this one, she's a playmate. When I met her, she was looking at my gold Disney nameplate. But I had to make it. I said I'm gonna be so big because my plane's late. Plane? Yeah, on a plane, and I also bought a yacht. So I do what you do when the weather gets hot, and I travel a lot. When you're living with your mama, man, it's just a little samba. This is just a little samba. With all the typical drama. Feel the rhythm of the conga. This is just a little samba. I make all the money, no you don't. I get all the girls, no you don't. I got my own sitcom, no you don't. No you don't. What? No you don't. I star in the movies, no you don't. I run my own label, no you don't. I'm all day model, no you don't. No you don't. No you don't.
oh, I forgot this chart, but look, I'm gonna show you. This was the Yogu Yoga time. Yogu Yoga is a yogurt. Yogu Yogu is a yogurt in this African country. I don't remember right now what I just read. I guess I'm gonna save that definition. Africa just produce what doesn't consume. I remember. I like economy. I just don't understand all the finances, all the. I just don't understand all the all the taxes, all the. I don't understand that much. You are stinky, Mursi. That's why you are not. I know what you're gonna do. You will get stinky. That's what. I'm just gonna free you once in the week, Mursi. Stinky. Stinky devil. My stinky beer. So beautiful, isn't it? Look. It's so sad because Mursi is a good sportist. And Milu is not stinky. Well done, Milu. Can you see Mursi? Well, look, Milu. I bet Milu understand which is the rule. Which the rule is not to get stinky in the cat corpse. That's the rule. Milu just understood the rule. What happened if you got stinky, Milu? Well, no. Milu just look at me. Say, you will beat us. No, you got to the bed, Milu. I never beat you, Milu. Milu is lying. Anyway, and well, Tommy, you never know when the Akitas are coming there. So we are just waiting for the 47 Seu Jornal da TVT. 47 minutes. It's like a. Oh, I forgot. This is not a mantra. I forgot the word. I know the word. It's like it's a good word, but I forgot now. It's not mantra. Is I don't remember.